Katz and Cosby, entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Now we got Randy Mastro coming on. He was first deputy mayor under Mayor Eric Adams, and he actually ran the whole city for a year or so, and he was also deputy mayor under Mayor Rudy Giuliani for many years. Randy, you're trying to defend the business people in the city, in the real estate industry from going broke, and defending them against how do you say evil?
The rent freeze.
The rent freeze. The rent freeze war. I know you were.
Rent freeze,
the evil rent freeze is a good way
Randy
to
Mastro, give us a report. What the heck is going on, and explain it simply, because most of the people listening don't understand technical words. I use simple words that I learned in the 8th grade.
Okay, John. Well, it's a pleasure to be with all of you. Simple words. Zohar Mamdani ran for mayor, promised a rent freeze. Had no right to promise a rent freeze. It's supposed to be based on an independent board assessing market conditions, applying statutory criteria, churning through the data, and letting the data dictate whether rent increases are available. Instead, Zohar Mamdani promised a rent freeze and then went to extraordinary lengths after he got elected to deliver on that promise. He packed that independent board with a supermajority of loyalists. He spent millions of dollars of taxpayer money to generate screaming tenants advocates at the hearings. He even had City Hall representatives give special briefings to that independent board on issues like what they called, quote, the true cost of living, end quote, in New York City, just so those board members would know exactly what the mayor expected of them. And at the end of the day, that board delivered on the mayor's promise, not by applying the law, not by adhering to the data, but to deliver a predetermined outcome that was the result of a sham process directed by the mayor by fiat.
Now, before Mayor Adams left office, he appointed a bunch of people that supposedly were common sense, fair people. But I understand, how do I say it the nice way? They were forced out. I mean, is there any truth to that, what I was told?
Well, there were multiple people who, after originally agreeing to serve, day one and shortly after Zohar Mamdani became mayor, they backed out. I'm not going to speculate on the reasons, John. I'm just going to say.
Listen,
I didn't.
I am an average person on the air that we have a talk show. That means I can speculate.
So, Randy, I didn't.
Wait, and we have got Patterson,
If
too.
this was a news show, our news shows tell 100% what the truth is. I give you speculation sometimes. Governor Patterson, you wanted to say something?
No, I just want Randy to know I didn't back out. It's just that when it gets down to no people, that you don't have a board anymore.
Well, here's the thing. He then packed that board with people who were handpicked. Some of them had been campaign supporters of his. Others had already been very public about, issues like a rent freeze. It was not, a fair process. It was not an independent board. It was his hand-picked acolytes, and it was a supermajority of them. But leaving that aside, you know how we know this was a sham process, a predetermined outcome? Because one longtime board member quit the morning of the vote because, as she said publicly, she refused to be part of a sham process that, was delivering a predetermined outcome. It's not me saying it. It's a board member who refused to allow herself to be a part of that process. Do you know how remarkable that is?
That is. Randy, that is absolutely remarkable. We also have Judge Weinberg here, Randy.
Randy, good to talk to you.
Okay. Good. It's good to talk to you too, Judge. And Governor, Judge, how extraordinary that is. Not only that a person would resign, but then in such stark terms call it out publicly. To me, that's not only remarkable, it's unprecedented. And it explains why there has to be relief here, because thousands of small landlords hang in the balance. They are struggling to survive. Their costs are spiking, yet they get no ability to increase rents at all over the next 2 years on 1,000 rent-stabilized apartments. That is unconscionable.
Took a lot
Randy-
of courage.
Randy, you have a great case. I've reviewed it. I think you have compelling legal arguments. A fair bench will rule in your favor. You'll get the relief that you need.
Spoken by the judge.
Spoken by the
From
judge.
your lips, from your
So
lips,
ordered.
Judge. Yeah.
And we got Ed Cox.
And the Department of Mass Engagement. You've served more than one mayor. Have you ever heard of something like that? And what's their role in this process?
Okay. So I'm so glad you asked that question, because there has been historically an Office of Mass Engagement in City Hall that is an office to go out and let people, like in NYCHA and other settings where there are government services to access, where they might qualify for certain government programs, to get out there and let people know what government offers. This has been converted in this administration into a political arm of the DSA. And this mayor is spending many, many millions of dollars more on that office. He's expanded its size dramatically to basically, promote his political agenda, to do things that he's also reopened an office that it was defunct, but now is under this She Weaver, this Office of Tenants' Rights. And they go out and they have public fora on tenants' grievances against landlords. It's a political arm. I don't know how he gets away with it. You're not supposed to be spending government dollars on your own political operation. And this has got DSA written all over it.
I'm just an ordinary grocery man. So I'm not a lawyer. I have an honorary degree. I don't know what that gets you. But there could be a federal case here. If there's a grand jury opens up with the U.S. attorney, the grand jury questioning these people under oath if they would have instructions to what to do if they became a member of that board.
Well, John, I'm here today for one purpose: to get justice for small landlords in this city who are struggling to survive and who were mistreated. Worse than that, they have been abandoned by their local government and an independent process that's supposed to result in a fair result that balances the interests of all concerned. And by the way, that fair balance, that data shows that landlords' costs are spiking and their income is going down, yet they got 0 on rent increases for the next 2 years. That's wrong, and somebody's got to fight for it.
They used to say something is rotten in Denmark, something is rotten in New York on that. Randy, we have to take a break, and let's talk again real soon.
Thanks, John. Pleasure to be with all of you.